I met a gypsy.
Is that why guys like you can stomach the 7 days a week, 31 weekends a year? Like, is that why you can push through that stuff? Is because there is some like really meaningful stuff along the way?
Yeah, it's definitely a big factor. If a lot of us don't live near our families, right? I see my families when my family, my mom, dad, brother, and sister, like I see them when I travel, and they can make it to certain races, but they're still seeing me when I'm at work. So it's hard to get a lot of time. So when you are so accepted and have people that make you feel
Like your family.
like you're always willing to put in extra when someone really appreciates you. So it's a big key to it, is surrounding yourself with good people like that, and especially when those people choose you. Like, you're not just hoping, like trying to hang on and be with them, like when they're making sure you're in. Like, even when the Deegans do like a group picture after the race, Brian's like, get in here, you're a part of this. Like, so little stuff they do to make me feel included and feel appreciated. Like, he calls me after a race, Brian will, and just, thank you, like, really good job today, and we'll talk about some other stuff. Even if we don't have anything to chat about, he'll call and text just to say thank you, good job. And he doesn't have to do that. Like, he's not my team manager, my team owner. Like, he doesn't have to reassure me on my job. So getting that kind of acknowledgement is little stuff like that makes you more than willing to be at the shop, ready for the doors to open up in the morning and there until they close.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. It's such a cool thing to be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not every day that you do get to, but I think someone could listen to this podcast and just be like, man, it's sick being a mechanic for a guy like, because your experiences have been so good, but it obviously speaks to your character too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you just got this lucky with JB and then you got lucky with Deegs. Like, to be around and to get taken all over the world and to have people like have that support, it obviously speaks to the way that, you treat your job too,
Yeah, I just try to do it the best that I can, and don't take advantage of it, and try not to like get too comfortable and complacent. And it's tough when you're 22 rounds in, and it's like, all right, bike's perfect, it won the race yesterday, and it's 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. I'm going to take it all the way apart and put it all the way back together. It's hot today, or it's raining today. Like, there's so much. It's so easy to like get burned out, but when you feel the appreciation, it makes you appreciate where you're at so much more. I don't know how many more years I can do like a 7 day a week on the road, but as long as I've got like this support crew, it's like I don't see an end.
It's definitely gnarly though, because you give up a lot in terms of like personal relationships, and like the guys that do the mechanic thing and have families and kids and wives, and like, man,
I'm envious of them, but I'm also like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't see how they do it, because when I come home some days, it's like all I can do is lay down and go to sleep, or pack my bag and pass out, and I don't get how they do it. I feel like I'm single because I feel like it's unfair of me to try to have a relationship when I know I can't put everything into it, and I don't want to have a relationship through a phone. And I guess, it's possible. Everyone else makes it happen, but I just don't see how the hell people do it. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the hardest bit. And there's probably a ton of people listening to this that would want to know, like, how do I get into the industry? Like, what's the best way to do it? But it's like, man, you almost need to know what you're signing up for before you do it, right?
Yeah. Younger people like want to be in it. And it used to be, I think, harder to get a factory job. But I also think that factory jobs, they probably pay the same now as what they used to, right? And everything else has gone up. So we should be making more money. Yeah, we should definitely be making more money. But you don't, like, there's enough podcasts out there. You kind of know what you're signing up for. But someone can look at it like, damn, do I want to go to school for 2 to 4 years and then go find a job? But I really want to work motocross. And there's this a school in West Virginia.
Is that MMI or whatever?
Nah, SXMX Tech.
Yeah.
I didn't go to it. I didn't go to any schooling. But Scott Atkins runs it. And I know a lot of people that have been through it. And he'll put you through this course. I don't know if it's 6 months, but it's like $20,000. And they teach you everything about race mechanic. Like, you can take an engine, you can take a whole motorcycle apart, engine, everything, and you put them all the way back together. And it's not just like dealership training. It is how to be a race mechanic. And then they bring you to races, introduce you to race teams. And we've hired several people from that program. Like,
really?
Yeah, even like Jets mechanic Christian, he came from that.
That's right.
There's a lot of good guys have come through that program, and I know a lot of them. Like, that's my recommendation, is go to that. And I'm not paid or endorsed by that, but there's someone out there doing that, and that's about the best way to do it right now.
Really? So that's, if you were interested in getting into being a factory mechanic, that's what you'd do.
Exactly.
If you had to do it over again.
Yeah, because they go as far as placing you on the team. Like, we needed a mechanic on our team a couple months ago, and we called that school, and we pulled this kid, wasn't even finished with the program yet, and we pulled him from school. Right? Imagine going to that school, like, I'm paying you this much, and I'm a couple months in, and you see the finish line from school, and you're like, gosh, when I'm done, I would love to go to a factory team. And then you just walk into class on like a Tuesday, and he's like, hey, Star called, they want you. And you're like, dude, I have 3 months to go. Like, pack your bags, kid. You're going to Star Yamaha.
No shit.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
And how was he when he got there?
He's good. Yeah, the kid's good. Like, every team does things differently, but you bring someone in with the skill set to do it, and you don't have to train them. Like, you just show them, here's how we do things here. Like, you know how to change a tire. You know how to change a clutch. You can take a bike apart and put it back together and rebuild a brake system. Cool. Here's a couple little things we do different at Star, but you know how to do it. It's pretty cool.
Must be the craziest feeling for that dude.
Yeah, I know.
To just be like Wednesday at Star at the Goat Farm.
Yeah, just coming in. And all your buddies are still finishing the courses that you started.
So he must have just been like probably the best in the class, really.
Yeah, because we had just called him and said, we need your best guy. Do you have anyone you can recommend? And he's like, I got a guy, I'll send him down. Pretty cool.
So who's he working with? Or was he just like doing stuff?
No, he came in to do some amateur stuff, and then right now he's waiting for, I think, that new rider that you haven't talked about yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he did some stuff until one of our guys got hurt, and then we moved him over to work with some of our injured riders that are coming back that are leaving the team, that, like Styles.
Yeah.
Styles came back and rode for a while and didn't get a race like towards the end. So he worked with guys during the week at the shop, and we did get to bring him to some races. And pretty freaking cool. He's going to work with a very top level guy next season.
That's sick, eh?
Yeah.
Must be cool for you to see the fresh perspective, because, like, dude, you've done it all at this point. You know?
It's cool that I'm the oldest mechanic on our team.
Yeah, okay.
But there's 18 to 38 years old on our team, as far as racers, riders, everyone. So I work with the younger crew, and they are motivated. They're good. They're fast. A lot of them are like so early into it that to see them getting race wins and the success right now, I'm like, damn, I had to wait 10 years of doing this to get wins like you guys are. Like, I feel like it was harder to get to this position when I was trying, which is probably a good thing, because it made me step away for a while and go do stuff at home. But these kids are also like good. I call them kids, but they're 21 to 25, and it's cool just to see people landing where they are right now. But the mechanic, I guess, field has kind of changed over the years too, because now you don't have to really do engine work. We've got guys that do our engine, and we never really had to do suspension back in the day, but top ends, like that was on us at least. And it's nice not having to do that. But I also think if you were to go through the starting line, a lot of guys probably don't know how to do a top end on a 4-stroke. Like but you're not required to, so that's fine. It adds a little bit of pressure to us not having to do engines and suspension, because the chassis has to be perfect, but it gives us time. Like the pro circuit boys still do their engine rebuilds.
Really?
Yeah. Like they pull their engines after a race, ship them home. They don't rebuild the head, but they rebuild everything else. And that's crazy. A lot of them are practice mechanics too. So they grind just as hard as we do, maybe harder. But yeah, I kind of miss the days of not doing engine stuff, but it's so much nicer not having to do it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, because it's just a huge responsibility too.
Huge. And especially like, say if there's faulty parts and like something breaking every day, like I feel so much better when I'm leaving exhausted, and I know like, all right, I put that engine in and I torqued all the bolts. Like
that's it.
Cool. Versus like, shit, is the cam chain tight enough? Did I actually torque this? Like, nah.
Dude, the anxiety that mechanics must feel is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing engines.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy being in imagine your guy's got such a big points lead and he could wrap it up early, and it's all on the bike to stay together. Like, that's a big one. But luckily I've had those years with, the Australian championships.
So you felt that pressure a lot.
They were still championships, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're still making good money.
Yeah, there's money on the line. Like, you have to get through. And so I felt all that before, and then every year at Star, I've been in that position to win, defend a championship, and it's been awesome. But when people always say, like, what's it like to have the red plate? Like, right now it's familiar, which is really cool. But to say it's not a little nerve-wracking is, it's true. It is. It's a little nerve-wracking, especially when you know your guy's going to get it done, and your guy's also so hard on the bike when he rides. Like when he sends wall jumps to flat, and you're like, all right, my wheels have 3 races on them, but last weekend he was jumping this massive jump landing on concrete, so I should rebuild my wheels just in case. And you're like, fuck, how long till I should like, you just have so much responsibility. And I don't even want him to have like a radiator crack, and then like, it's not my fault if a radiator cracks, but maybe
it's your fault if you left it on there too long.
If I left it on there too long, it is.
Or not too long, but there's like what you're saying is there's designated time.
Yeah.
But if this kid's going as hard as what he is, maybe that time ain't enough. Like Eli's 450 at Daytona.
Yeah.
The whole bike's rinsed. Yes. Replace that thing.
Yep. Done. Like you could have, like Justin Cooper, his 450.
Last all year.
Yep. Eli Tomac's on the same bike. That thing's going to need replaced. So much stuff replaced on it. So that's how I feel when it's like the kid can handle it. He can take care of anything. You just have to make sure you take care of everything on your end, because you don't want practice number 2 to have an electrical failure because I went too long on this part. You just don't want any kind of failure, because now hopefully you're qualified, but if not, you're 30-second gate pick. Now you're on the outside. Now you could get in a first turn crash. Like, what kind of stupid shit can happen because the mechanic didn't change the wheel? Like, stupid, dumb little stuff that can be overlooked can be catastrophic, not only on like the rider, but on the series. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure, especially when that background's red and he's getting it done every week. And yeah, you just don't want it to come back on you.
That's not me.
I know. So yeah, that's been carrying that weight all year.
But it's the weight you want to carry.
It is. You want to carry that weight, but like
doesn't make it any lighter.
Oh, dude, after that Vegas checkered flag, just it's so nice, man.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.